Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second session of our Dynamics 365 Brew, your monthly coffee break with your friends here at InfoGrow. And we're going to help you get the most value out of your Dynamics CRM. In today's topic, duplicate detection, using duplicate detection to maintain the integrity of data. Now, I know I think a lot of people, their biggest issue is that they have a lot of duplicates in their system and a lot of, bad data. And this is what we're going to talk about today. There's this nifty little thing inside of Dynamics called duplicate detection, and we're going to talk about how we use this. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about what duplicate detection really is, and that's going to be the overview section. And then we're going to talk about the settings, how you set up your duplicate detection rules, what a duplicate detection job is, and what you do once you got all of those duplicates in one place and you see how much you need to clean up. And then we're going to talk about the best practices for handling duplicates in the future. And you know what? I'm going to hand this off now to Zach, and he's going to take care of you from here on out.
So what is duplicate data? To a CRM, an entry of NASA and another entry of National Aeronautics and Space Administration can look like two completely different records. Stemming off of that example, if two users enter the same information in your CRM but in a slightly different format, that information is assumed to be two different records. This then leads to duplicates in your system. Duplicate data is bad data, is inaccurate, and it can lead to missed sales opportunities, inaccurate reporting, poor decision making, and targeting, amongst other matters in your organization. For example, say your organization wants to send out holiday cards, catalogs, or a box of chocolates to customers, and your CRM has an account for records NASA and National Aeronautics and Space Administration. While it might be a good day at NASA when they get double the Valentine's Day chocolate, this becomes duplicated cost to your organization. Let's take a look at the following figures. The image on the left is an example of duplicates. The image on the right represents two individual records. Don't let your data be like the Spider-Man meme. Take the initiative and make sure that your data stays clean. Luckily, Dynamics can help maintain the integrity of your data by setting up and utilizing its duplicate detection abilities. Maintaining the integrity of data in any CRM is a top priority. By preventing users and outside integrations from creating duplicates in your system, you can be sure you are taking measures in keeping the integrity of your data. As Tanya had mentioned, duplicate detection inside of Dynamics consists of settings, rules, and jobs. Included in most of Dynamics apps are default duplicate detection rules for accounts, contacts, and leads. If you want the system to further detect upon these entities past the default rules, or you would like to set up additional detection on other entities, you will need to create new rules. Now on to duplicate detection settings. These settings allow you to set the default detection directives for your CRM. In order for duplicate detection rules and jobs to work, you first have to enable these duplicate detection settings. After they have been enabled, available are the options to detect the following. When a record is created or updated, here the system will check for duplicates as user enters or updates records. The next option is while using Dynamics 365 for Outlook. Here the system will detect duplicates when a user synchronizes their data after working offline, as long as users have enabled duplicate detection in Outlook. Lastly, we have the during data import. This is such as when using the import data wizard to bring in contacts, leads, accounts, or other types of data. The wizard will detect any duplicate records as long as you enable duplicate detection in the wizard. Now that we have the settings out of the way, let's take a look at duplicate detection rules. These rules allow you to create, modify, and publish duplicate detection directives. Default rules for accounts, contacts, and leads are set up by the system out of the box. Dynamics users can choose to edit published and unpublished existing rules and have the ability to create new ones as well. Before configuring duplicate detection rules, it is important to fully understand how to build the rules and get the most out of the detection. The first terminology option is the base record type. The base record type is a type of record that the rule will apply to, for example, contact records. The matching type record is a type of record you are comparing the base record to. In majority of cases, you will want to use the same type of record for the base and matching record types, but it is also possible to compare different record types, such as the email field in the contacts entity to the email fields in leads. Case sensitivity is pretty much self-explanatory, but here you decide if the rule should consider the letter case while matching. The exclude inactive matching records option is selected for the rule to only consider active records while detecting. This option should also be selected if the rule criteria is based on a status field. Field refers to the attribute that you want to compare on the entity, such as the email for a contact record. The criteria option acts as an operator for comparison. For example, exact match, same first characters, same last characters, and depending on the option, the number of characters. And lastly, the ignore blank values option. This is selected if you want to ignore blank fields in their detection. If a detection rule contains only one condition, blank values are ignored during the job by default. Now that we have discussed rules, let's talk about jobs. Duplicate detection jobs allow organizations to create and monitor system jobs which run in the background. These jobs check for duplicates in the CRM. These jobs can be scheduled to run once or on a recurring schedule, which is recommended. When setting up a job, users will be greeted by the duplicate detection wizard, which will help them set up the system cleanup job. The wizard helps detect duplicates for all records in a single entity. In the wizard, just like setting up rules, there are options to specify the entity and subset of records with the addition of scheduling and notification options. Now that we have the settings and the rules and the jobs out of the way, let's talk about a common scenario where users encounter a detected duplicate. In this example, an organization's CRM has a duplicate detection rule on the contact entity. The rule regards exact matches on the email field for the entity. A user fills out the form to create a new contact record for Stephen Campbell. The user enters the first name, last name, and the email. The user goes to save and close and is greeted with a duplicate warning as shown on the screen. The rule, which is set on the contacts entity, has detected duplicates via email, a unique value of the two records. It is always important to make sure the detection rules compare unique values when looking for duplicates. Notice the entry for the first name on the record the user tried to create. It is Stephen, as where the pre-existing record found had the first name as Steve. If the rule was set up to detect on a field such as the name of the contact, which is not unique, the duplicate would not have been detected. Now let's take a look at what we can do once a duplicate has been detected. The warning first offers the users the options to ignore and save, merge, or cancel. It is highly recommended to train users to merge or cancel verifiable detected duplicates to maintain the integrity of the system data. Once merge has been selected, users can then further inspect the two records and choose data from each to combine into a single primary record. After the desired data is chosen and the records are merged, the primary record is kept. The data from the secondary record is copied to the primary record, and the secondary record is deactivated. Some best practices regarding duplicate detection are: review pre-configured duplicate detection rules to make sure that they make sense for your organization. Before configuring custom duplicate detection rules, fully understand how to build the rules to get the most out of the detection. Publish your duplicate detection rules prior to importing data. Train users to handle duplicate detection warnings and enforce handling. This will ensure users take the time to review a duplicate detection warning to resolve a possible duplicate instead of choosing to dismiss or ignore it. Set up and run recurring duplicate detection jobs to minimize duplicates that might have slipped through the cracks in your system. Review duplicate detection rules regularly and after employment to ensure integrity. And lastly, make sure that the field the duplicate detection criteria is set on has unique values. For example, contacts with the same email address, accounts with the same address, or accounts with the same account name.
Well, guys, at this point, Zach has given us a really good overview of what happens in duplicate detection and duplicate detection rules. And what's next is we're going to have a quick Q&A session following this. But other than that, we'd like you to, if you have any questions that you want to email to us that we can go into a longer discussion with, go ahead and send us an email to info@infogrowcorp.com. Or if you have support questions, support@infogrowcorp.com, or you can always pick up the phone and give us a call. What's next? We have another session coming up shortly next month, and it's going to be talking about business process flows. Now, I know that this is an important topic to people. You might say to yourself, what's a business process flow? Well, that's your sales process or your lead process, your opportunity process. We'll get into more depth on that on Wednesday, May 18th at 11:30 Eastern time. And you can sign up today at our Dynamics Coaching website. The link is on the screen and we'll put it into the chat for you to follow up with as well. And thank you all for joining us today. And if you'll hold on just a few seconds, we'll go to a live Q&A. See you soon.